Hello everyone, welcome back to Football Manager 2017 with Newcastle United, and today we are trying to get back on track. If you watched the last episode, you'll remember I did get somewhat frustrated by the end of it because in two of our last three games we lost to Wolves and Middlesbrough, which got a little bit under my skin after we'd played so well and even beat Man City 7-1 away. So that was a bit frustrating, but we're going to look to put those demons behind us, move on. We've got a couple of good home games, then Nottingham Forest, then Sunderland at home as well. We've even got the EFL Cup semi-final first leg to look forward to. So for the first match, we have got a little bit of an injury problem at the back. Not too many players are fit. So we've got Flanagan on the left. He's the player that's not really up to the match, but we can also bring in some other defenders who are not that fit later in the game if we need to. Joe Gomez is in the centre with Lascelles next to him, and Michael Keane is actually starting out on the right. Ruben Loftus-Cheek's getting a start as well. Quite a lot of our players are injured or suspended. Not necessarily injured, just unfit, which is a bit of a problem. So it's Wijnaldum alongside Loftus-Cheek with Witsel behind them. Lucas Vazquez on the right with Pulisic on the left and Origi up front. It is worth letting you know that Christian Atsu has agreed to move to Watford, so he will be gone in just a few days' time, which is a little bit sad. But I don't want to hang on to a player who doesn't want to be here. So that is it. Let's get into the match and try and put those defeats behind us. Loftus-Cheek to Witsel, now Vazquez. Cutting inside, still going on his own. Vazquez shoots just wide. Pulisic into Wijnaldum. He sends the ball across to Vazquez, who's unmarked and has tucked it in under Jack Butland, who'll be disappointed to let that in, but I'm not. We're 1-0 up. Corner from Augustinsson. And it's a trip in the penalty area from Lascelles. Juve has gone over, and Stoke have a chance to get back in this match. De Jong steps up. And it's saved by Murray. What a goalkeeper he is. Pulisic into Loftus-Cheek. Now Batshuayi. Out to Joel Campbell. The ball's ricocheting around and Batshuayi's got it again. Finds Joel Campbell. It's off the post. Butland just tipping it onto it. De Jong trying to create one last chance, but Lascelles has won the ball. And it looks like that missed penalty for Stoke has cost them everything today. They get nothing, we get 3 points. It gets us back on the winning track after that disappointing defeat in our last match and keeps us up in third in the table. And another win will seriously close the gap on Man City. The team is looking a little bit better for our second match of the episode at home against Leicester City. You might remember at the start of the season we had one hell of an epic match against them. It finished 5-4. We were 5-1 up in that game. They scored 4 goals in the last 15 minutes to give us a scare of our life. But we did get the win then, and we're looking to get the win at home today. The team has changed a little bit from the last match. Players coming back to fitness, so Origi, Pulisic and Campbell are up front, with Witsel, Kovacic and Silva in the middle, Rahman, Mangala, Mamana and Chambers. Baba Rahman inside towards Witsel. Now Origi out on the left flank, chips the ball in towards Campbell, who wins the header. Rahman to Witsel, looking for that quick second goal. It's Lucas Silva, edge of the area, onto Joel Campbell. Now Kovacic, and he's hit another one from the edge of the area. We're 2-0 up inside 8 minutes. Well, I have to say, that wasn't the most entertaining game in the world. The only 2 shots on target were the goals that we scored in the 7th and 8th minute. But a 2-0 win is a 2-0 win, and I'm going to have no complaints over that. It keeps us up in third place, and we've actually got a game in hand on the competition. If we win that, we move 4 points clear of Stoke. It's FA Cup third round time, and we are away from home against Notts Forest for this match. I am resting a lot of players because we made the FA Cup final last season, couldn't win it. We're in the semi-finals of the League Cup, so there's a good chance we'll make Wembley again this season, and we've still got the Europa League to play. We're into the knockout stages there, so going out here wouldn't be bad for fixture congestion, but it wouldn't exactly help morale. The next game is a big one against Sunderland, so I am just going to rest players and take the hit come what may. But this team should be more than good enough to beat a Nottingham Forest side. Cotterill sends the ball in from deep. Hobbs is there, and then O'Brien smacks it against the keeper. We've been so dominant, and yet Forest get the lead just before half-time. Vilhena takes a free kick short. Flanagan trying to get the ball in. Vilhena over the top to Wijnaldum. Now Flanagan try again. Cleared out. Lansbury away. Chambers still with it. Now Vilhena. Finds Wijnaldum, and Batshuayi's in there to tuck it home and give us the equaliser. Loftus-Cheek running at the defence. Finds Green. There's Vilhena with some space. He's found Batshuayi, who hits it first time and hits it well. Batshuayi has turned the game around for us in the second half. Batshuayi's got the ball. Vilhena nicking it away from the Forest player. Now Wijnaldum out on the right. Can whip the ball in. Batshuayi on a hat-trick. Has got his hat-trick. Corner from Vilhena. Cleared out. Loftus-Cheek still there. He's running the ball around the box. Finds Chambers in a good area. There's Batshuayi again. He's got 4 goals today. Forward, charging down the right. He's not got anybody for company. He's looking to send it across. There's Leaker, back to Reed, and that was well worked. I thought Leaker would hit that on the strike, but he pulled it back for Bobby Reed to tap home. There is the full-time whistle. It was a Michy Batshuayi show today. We were 1-0 down at half-time, but he got the goals that sends us through to the 4th round. Back to the Premier League for a massive match against our big rivals Sunderland. It's a Tyne-Wear derby. We've got quite a good record in this. We've got 1-2 and drawn 2. Sunderland are yet to beat me, which I'm very pleased about, but I think we should make it 3 wins given we're at home. A lot of the players were rested in the win over Notts Forest, so it's a strong team going out there. Probably the same that we've used in most matches. Vilhena coming in for the injured Witsel, the only real change from our usual team. One other bit of news to tell you about is that there's offers currently in for Ospina, who wants to leave the club because Murray is now our number 1 keeper. We've got Freddie Woodman, who can step in, so not a big loss. The other one, though, is John Flanagan, and he's an interesting one. He's currently valued at £9 million. He's not a very good player. He's just quite versatile on either flank. And he had a bid earlier this season from Southampton for about £10 million, which I rejected. He wanted a pay rise. I gave him a pay rise. Southampton came in again a few days ago, and I turned it down. And he was angry again because he thought he could have another pay rise, which I just wasn't willing to give him. He's already on 52 grand a week. He's not that good a player. So I agreed to let him go if a £30 million bid came in, and the bid that's currently in, if we just have a look at it, is currently £18.75 million. 3.6 million is dependent on 50 games, which I imagine he would get over time. But that's quite a bit of money, considering we only signed him for 6.75. I'm happy to let him leave for that amount of money. So that's just a bit of news. I will have a look to see if there's anybody we can bring in, but I'm only going to bring in players that are actually useful to the team. So let's play Sunderland, see if we can beat the scum, as we affectionately call them, and get 3 more points in our league campaign. Ndong over to Karsri, who's gone for goal, and it's ended up in the top corner. I feel like Murray could have done a lot better with that, but we've gone down 1-0 after just 14 minutes. Oh, and Ndong's made a mistake. Campbell's onto the ball in a flash, and there's Origi, and we've replied within 1 minute. Free kick for Pulisic, edge of the area, straight into the top corner. He's recently signed a new contract with a club, and he's put us ahead. Chambers has won the ball for us. Now Pulisic on the left side. Into Vilhena. There's a man free on the left. Vilhena instead sends it forward to Origi. He's going on his own, Origi. He goes for goal. Ndong through to Karsri. Now Clayton. Back onto Ndong again. They're just playing the ball around midfield, but Bergwij's got a run and he's found Woodrow, and Murray, so unlucky. He touched the ball onto the post with a great save, but it's bounced off his head and gone into the goal. Well, that's a full-time whistle. That's somewhat of an unlucky score from the team. I'm not going to be very pleased with them in the team talk, but it's a bit frustrating that the second goal for Sunderland came in the way it did, Murray's own goal, but we still had half an hour to win that match and failed to do it. It means that we're still 5 points behind Man City. The title is looking a long way away from here. We're going to have to start looking down the table. We've only got a 2-point gap on Stoke and Liverpool. Today's game is away from home against Arsenal. It's quite a big match because Arsenal at the moment are just 5 points behind us. The win in this game will put them very close back into that pack in for 4th place. If we get the win, we will close the gap on the top, jump back above Man United, but that's going to be quite difficult. There is one other piece of news to tell you about. Flanagan has gone for that £18 million, and I have already managed to bring in a replacement, despite him only leaving a couple of days ago, and I think you'll be a little bit surprised at who it is. We're going for £15 million, and it is Chancellor Mbemba. We've managed to bring him back to the club. He cost us £15 million. He was actually at Arsenal because he moved there from Southampton. Now, my thinking is that he was very good in his few games at Southampton. He didn't stay there very long before moving on to Arsenal. He only had the one season with Southampton, but still got a good rating. He's had very few opportunities, and we've still managed to make £500,000 profit on him in the 2 years that he's been out, or 18 months he's been out of the team. And he does bring back a bit of experience, so the revolving door has been well and truly put into action. He's not starting today. He is a backup player. That's the contract he's on. So he is just there if we have injury problems or the need to bring him in. Otherwise, for this match against Arsenal, not expecting too much, hoping we can at least get a point. 3 would be fantastic. But it is about just making sure we get through this without a defeat. Chamberlain, edge of the area, having a run. The ball's come for Gabbiadini, who's managed to sneak in, and he smashed it into that near post. I thought he'd cut it across goal. The keeper maybe thought the same, but Arsenal have taken the lead. Aaron Ramsey, edge of the area. The ball's worked inside, and Gabbiadini's there for another poacher's finish, hammering it into the top corner. Free kick for Arsenal, short to Chamberlain. They play all their free kicks that way. It's Alexis Sanchez, edge of the area. He's used a back heel to get that ball in, and Gabbiadini has nodded it in for his 3rd goal of the game. He's got a hat-trick already. Ozil playing the ball over the top. Bellerin has got there. He's taken it to the byline. Mangala gets it away, but Ozil's still there. Now Coquelin, edge of the area. Sanchez finds Leto. He sends it in, and Gabbiadini's got his 4th. Lucas Silva with the corner. Ball cleared out to Wijnaldum. He sends it back out for Silva, who sends the ball in. Batshuayi touches it home from near range. We've got our consolation goal. Well, there is a full-time whistle, and some might say that we've been mugged twice in a day. First they take £15 million from us, and then they crush us 4-1. It was a Gabbiadini show. It means we're down in 4th place, just 1 point clear of Stoke, 2 points clear of Arsenal and Liverpool. It is all very tight in those Champions League spaces, and we have work to do. The final match of this episode is a nice distraction away against Sheffield Wednesday in the EFL Cup semi-final. Bournemouth and Liverpool drew in the other semi-final first leg at Bournemouth, so there's still a chance that Liverpool could be knocked out. I'm resting quite a lot of players for this game because even if we lose, I'm pretty sure we'll turn it around at home. Origi is still starting up top with Campbell on the right, but Julian Green is coming on the left flank. Loftus-Cheek and Wijnaldum coming into the centre, and Mangala's starting on the left to give Rahman a rest, and Lascelles and Gomez are in the centre with Michael Keane out on the right. Loftus-Cheek has found Julian Green, still in the first minute. It's Lucas Silva. Over to Wijnaldum. Now Origi to Campbell to Loftus-Cheek. There's Julian Green, and he's touched at home. We've scored in the first minute to take the edge off any nerves. Campbell's corner. Into Lascelles, who nods it home. We're 2-0 up inside 7 minutes. Brannigan, edge of the box, finds Stubbs. Lucas Silva gets it away, and Julian Green's been released. He's charging at the defence, trying to pick a gap. He's beaten 1, beats 2 more. Julian Green, what an independent goal that is. He's beaten 3 defenders, cutting through the middle of 2, and beats the keeper for his 3-0. Colback chips the ball over the top, and Matthias has got inside. He cuts across the defence and shimmies that ball into the bottom corner. Batshuayi's through on the defender. Sheffield Wednesday committing a lot of players forward. Here's Wijnaldum, and he has managed to slot that ball in. The goalkeeper Rudd's been pretty poor today, and we've got our 4th goal. Matthias manages to keep the ball, sends it in again, and there's Curo, who just holds the ball before shooting and slots it past the keeper. It's a comfortable win in the end. We've got 4 away goals in this tie, which is certainly going to help as we go into the second leg. It means we'll be able to rest even more players for that match, which is very good because we've got such a large amount of fixture congestion right now. If we just have a quick look at the schedule, we're playing almost every Wednesday and Saturday until we get to that 4th round of the FA Cup, where we will take on Rotherham. But today was quite a good episode, a little bit frustrating to draw against Sunderland. The defeat at Arsenal may be expected, and we've got to play Everton and Man City in the next episode right at the start. But then we have a brilliant run of matches. It's quite a long time before we have to play Chelsea and all the other big teams again one more time. That will be a really testing time if we're still in and around the top 4 positions. But we have work to do first against Everton and City before we can think about that seriously. I am going to target the Europa League this year. I want to see if we can win it because the winner does qualify for the Champions League. So it's another route into the elite competition. I think we'll qualify for Europe either through the league or through the Cup this season. So not too worried about that. It's all about making the Champions League. And in terms of the competitions, we're still in 4th, pretty good position to be in. Stoke, Chelsea and Arsenal have all played an extra game, so it's just Liverpool we need to watch our backs on. But I want to get into that top 3 if we can, maybe catch up to Spurs and City. But that will be all for this episode. If you've enjoyed it, please do subscribe, drop a like on the video. But until next time, see ya.